My name's Priscilla Perkins, and my presentation today is called Keep Your Eye on the Balls, or Who Will Train the Trainer? A Cautionary Tale. This is the story of Blanca, whose words and thoughts you'll hear in the presentation. You'll also hear my analysis. Even in tight job markets, up-and-coming companies keep their eyes open for skilled, enthusiastic potential employees. In this scenario, Clarice Rockland, the founder of Rockland Corp., is expanding her business and opening satellite offices around several U.S. cities. Her need for skilled talent is clear. What about her hiring strategy, though? These are Ms. Rockland's words. Here at Rockland Corp, I need someone who can juggle more than one thing at a time. Does that sound like you? Yes, it does. Rockland's really lucky to have landed this employee. She knows what she's doing and she's excited to be there. This job is really interesting. I love the challenge and I feel like I'm doing well. I'm going to ask Miss Rockland for more responsibility. I can see myself sticking around for the long haul. Clarice Rockland was delighted to increase her new employee's portfolio, especially since HR at Rockland works slowly. It might be worth Clarice's time to find out what's happening in HR, but she has other priorities, and that's probably a topic for another presentation. As we can see here, the rate of Rockland's expansion is outpacing our brave employees' ability to keep up. Since Blanca doesn't get explicit training or other kinds of support and motivation from her higher-ups, she tries to manage the corporation's difficulty on her own. It's wearing her down. And as you can see from these two videos, she's trying to figure out a way to do it. Can I find a way of slowing down a little without looking like I can't handle the pace? I could sure use some help here. Eventually, Rockland does add much needed staff, but without confronting the fundamental problem that could keep its expansion from succeeding. Finally, Blanca thinks, some help. I don't even mind having to train the new guy. I wonder, though, shouldn't corporations have staff to orient and train new employees? Whatever. Adding new employees without training them through classroom-based instruction, custom e-learning programs, or simple job aids is a dangerous strategy, or lack of strategy. Blanca thinks to herself, Chester didn't last long. He was smart. Something's off here at Rockland. Seeing new hires leave quickly is an obvious sign to our plucky employee that Rockland places little priorities on its workers' well-being or development. How much more can she take? More new hires, she says, and I have no time to train them. They're just standing here while I do everything. Business is obviously booming. Does Rockland really save money this way? Morale is low, resentment builds, and Rockland's once promising expansion is, well, on the rocks. So Charlotte and Sam did nothing, earned paychecks for 2 months, and then escaped. That's what I ought to do. We've already seen how courageous Ms. Rockland's most devoted employee is. Assuming we'd chosen to stick with the company for this long, it's a good bet that many of us would have accepted this promotion from overwhelmed staff member to a position as trainer, especially with the opportunity to design a program to rectify the issues that have frustrated Rockland's recent hires. Before she knows it, though, our recently promoted trainer, Blanca, realizes that without meaning to, the company may have set her up to fail. Is this how to train people? She wonders. How can I tell if they're learning? I shouldn't complain, but I could have used some training for this new role. It's not as straightforward as I thought it would be. In one sense, the program she designs is a success. New hires feel supported, They feel more job satisfaction, and they're staying. Despite hours and hours of overtime and all the initiative one woman could muster, though, Rockland's trainer is stretched past her limit. Okay, people are doing their jobs now. I am literally overextended, though. This is not what I envisioned. Goodbye, Rockland. And as you can see on the left, Blanca's there, unconscious but free. Always resourceful, our heroine, once she wakes up, takes what she's learned about training, fortifies herself by reading the T&D scholarship and networking with other professionals, and invites companies, including Rockland's competitors, to benefit from her experience. At this point, though, she's no longer in it for the long haul. She thinks, I'm going to do this thing until I have enough to move to Portugal. I will never juggle again if I can help it. The joy is gone. Our cautionary tale has a happy ending for the protagonist of the story. A juggler no more. But what's going to happen at Rockland? Again, that's a question for another day. In conclusion, we can see Blanca writing, "Greetings from Lisbon, Miss Rockland." I hope you've enjoyed this presentation. In closing, I'd like to thank the developers of Juggling Lab, the open source software developed by real jugglers and used by a ton of Tumblr users with more computer savvy and free time than I have. I really appreciate their distracting me from the news for 3 days. In these times, it's a gift.